Overwatch 2 has many different heroes, each with their own separate attributes and abilities. Thus, some are bound to be stronger than others. My name is Halzeey, and in today's video, I'm going to be talking about the most overloaded kits in Overwatch 2. If you enjoy this type of content, please consider subscribing. Enjoy. What exactly is an overloaded kit? Well, in Overwatch, an overloaded kit refers to a hero who has a wide variety of abilities that allow them to fulfill multiple roles or function within a team. These heroes have a variety of abilities that allow them to adapt to different situations and roles within their team, thus making them valuable picks in many different compositions. I think the most obvious one and everyone expected to see is definitely Kiriko. Kiriko offers great mobility with her teleport, not to mention it has invulnerability and on an extremely short cooldown. Her Suzu or her E ability is a cleanse that can cleanse any crowd control including anti-healing, which also provides invulnerability. Kiriko also has great supporting heals, arguably not the best in the entire game but still very strong. She has immaculate damage, no damage fall off for her headshot, and her body shots also deal decent damage as well. And the last ability of her kit is her ultimate, Kitsune Rush, which boosts your entire teamfight potential, your movement speed, how fast you can shoot in your ultimate, and also reducing the cooldown of you and your teammates' abilities. So it's safe to say Kiriko has pretty much everything you would want in a character in Overwatch. Mobility, utility, does their job well. The only real downside to Kiriko is that she has a skill ceiling to her kit. Her main damage source being a projectile makes her harder to play than a character like Mercy. But even if you aren't hitting that many shots with your kunais, you still provide excellent utility to your team. The cleanse itself for completely removing anti off you is a crazy ability to have. And just the amount of mobility you get with your left shift, your teleport, is way too much, making Kiriko one of the most slippery supports in the entire game, extremely hard to kill a good Kiriko. Next, I want to discuss Mercy. Mercy, in my opinion, I think Mercy has an extremely overloaded kit. Not only the fact that she has a resurrection, the fact that she can damage boost, and her heals on low health targets make her one of the most formidable supports to play against in the entire game. Now I know you guys might be thinking,
oh, just shoot the Mercy out of the air, go hit scan.
Well, honestly, it's not that easy now. With Mercy herself having increased healing on low HP targets and healing herself, she's now become more tanky, and a Mercy that can position correctly, it's very hard to actually kill her. Not to mention Mercy's ultimate makes her practically invincible, providing damage boost and healing for your entire team, and also increasing the amplification you get from damage boost and healing when she ultimates. The only real counter to Mercy's ultimate is Cassidy's ultimate that I can think of off the top of my head. So Mercy may not seem like that much, but if you really think about it and think about her kit and what she does, she has great mobility with her Guardian Angel, a resurrection in a 5v5 shooter, which can turn the tide of almost every single battle if you get a crucial res on a tank or the DPS that's doing a lot of damage, DPS that has an ultimate. Her heals are immaculate, and her damage boost is absolutely crazy. Not to mention, this is a little thing too, she also has a pistol to defend herself if she does get in trouble. So Mercy, in my opinion, definitely belongs in this video. No matter how many times this character receives nerfs, Sojourn will always be a dominant DPS. This should truly tell you how powerful her kit actually is. I think one of the main reasons why Sojourn is so strong and always has been is her railgun potential to one-shot. Having the threat of being able to deal massive amounts of DPS while also having the potential to one-shot any squishy target at any time gives Sojourn the potential to carry any game. Not to mention her slide allows her to get onto high ground at any time she chooses to. She can also use it in different ways as well. She can choose to dive the enemy backline with her ultimate, go for the one-shot pick on a support. There's so many different playstyles you can do with Sojourn that her kit just makes her feel fluid, deal lots of damage, and provide value in almost any situation. Not to mention her E is kind of like a Molotov, throwing it in a choke, dealing damage to multiple enemies, building up your ultimate charge. Overall, Sojourn's kit, in my opinion, extremely unbalanced, provides value in almost any situation, making her one of the strongest characters in the entire game, no matter how many times they nerf her, creating value with her quick mobility and the ability to one-shot with her railgun. On par with Sojourn, I would say Symmetra also has a very overloaded kit. Just think about it for a second. Her turrets themselves are probably equivalent to another player in the game. If you have your turrets set up correctly, firing from multiple different angles all at the same target, they do massive amounts of damage. And on top of this, it also provides a distraction the enemies have to look at. And while the turrets are firing at the enemies and they're all distracted by them, you're sitting there free firing your laser, charging it up, snowballing in the enemy team fight. And there's frankly really nothing that can stop a Symmetra who's fully charged up and is just evaporating the entire enemy team. Symmetra also has a global ultimate that can be used from anywhere in the map. Say you die early in a team fight and the fight's 4v4 or 4v5, you can place your wall from spawn, and just placing your wall from the spawn can impact the entire team fight. It's basically putting up an entire wall that your team can shoot through, but the enemy team can't shoot through it. Just think about it for a second. How is that balanced? The enemy team can't do anything about it. For example, on control, if it's 99% to 99%, you put down the Symmetra wall, it's going to be extremely hard for the enemy team to win the team fight. They're forced to stay on the site, and your team just gets to free fire at them with a wall there. Symmetra can also use her teleport in many different ways as well. Can TP your team to the team fight, TP behind the enemy supports, put turrets through the teleporter. You can teleport ultimates such as Diva's ult through it, and she also has some range as well with her right click. Overall, I'd say Symmetra probably has the most overloaded DPS kit in the entire game, and for those of you that say that she doesn't, I'd like to hear your thoughts down below in the comments. If you just put a little bit of hours on her, you'll start to realize the power of Symmetra and actually how strong she really is. And the only tank who I believe has a overloaded kit has to be Ramattra. First of all, I just want to start off with, why does a character have ranged and melee, and equally as powerful in both forms? Ramattra is Overwatch's first tempo tank, apparently. I mean, I guess it makes sense. No matter what form you're in, you can always control what's going on in the game. Real talk though, he has a barrier, a snare, his left shift gives him armor, putting him in melee form, which also does a massive amounts of damage. His ultimate does a massive amounts of damage. I'm glad that they finally changed that it doesn't last infinitely anymore, but still 20 seconds feels like a long time. Blizzard also recently changed that now if you go in your melee form and then you press your ultimate, you instantly get a little bit of an armor juice up. His snare completely roots targets such as Genji or Winston. Overall, Ramattra has everything that you would want in a tank. He provides good damage, amazing durability, and also crowd control to help your team get picks. And on top of this, an extremely overpowered ultimate that still needs to get nerfed. Think of a character like Sigma. Sigma has to balance his barrier cooldown, right, his rock, his eat, just so you're not dying all the time. But with Ramattra, it kind of feels like you choose when you go in, when you can just poke enemies down. There's no really timing that you have to play around. I just want to say all these picks here are subjective. Obviously, it's all my opinion, and I want to hear what you guys think down below in the comments. Who am I missing and why? If you enjoyed the video, make sure to drop a like down below, subscribe to the channel. My name is Halzeey, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.